Hi everyone, welcome back to my ongoing series on the films of 1973. Today I'd like to talk about the George Romero movie, The Crazies. It got a remake starring Timothy Olyphant a few years ago, but this is of course the original 1973 version, about a biological weapon codenamed Trixie that accidentally is unleashed on a small town, and the military is attempting to not only contain the effects, but also to keep it quiet and keep it under wraps. Romero, of course, is one of the greatest horror directors ever. He's directed Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Survival of the Dead, as well as movies like Creepshow, Monkey Shines, and the Stephen King adaptation, The Dark Half, with Timothy Hutton. I really like this movie. This was a good movie. Well-paced, not too slow, really exciting, and like a lot of the other movies about zombies or other things like that, it does not end on a especially hopeful note, which is good. You know, it's good that happens because it's a nightmare scenario. The lead scientist who's trying to work out a cure is basically telling them, there isn't anything that you can do once this gets into the people. They'll either go crazy or they'll die, and when they go crazy, they basically kill other people. So it's a huge shitstorm for everyone to deal with. That character is Dr. Watts. He's played by an actor named Richard Franson. For all you Dawn of the Dead fans, you will recognize him as a scientist who appears on television beginning the movie, telling everyone not to consider these zombies as their friends, family, whomever, but as flesh-eating monsters who absolutely must be put down. They need to have bullets put in their brains. They need to be burned. Don't let yourself be ruled by your sentimentality. This is the only way the human race can survive. Nice, memorable part in there. And he's really good in this movie as well. I wonder if maybe he was cast because of his resemblance to Francis Ford Coppola. He looks a lot like him. He's a big guy with very dark hair and a big beard, and he kind of sounds like him too when he speaks. Really good actor. A couple of other people in this movie. The main character is a woman named Carroll. She's played by Lynn Carroll, and she is amongst basically a band of like 5 people that are trying to make their way across out of the region that's being cordoned off by the military and escape. Unfortunately, one of them has already contracted the Trixie virus, which is a biological weapon, really, and so they're all in danger of contracting as well because it's highly contagious. Some of the actors I really don't know in this movie, but I did recognize one of the small group as Lowry, who is well known for appearing in the David Cronenberg film Shivers, aka They Came From Within, and Score, the Radley Metzger erotic film, Cat People. She was in Cat People with Nastasia Kinski and Malcolm McDowell, and she also appeared in the remake of The Crazies. Yes. She just had a small role, just one scene, but it was nice to put her back in there. She's something of a sex icon, which is a little strange because her face kind of reminds me of the Gelflings from The Dark Crystal. She's a little strange looking. And there is a whole 10-year gap in her filmography when I looked her up on IMDb. From 85 to 95, she was in nothing, and then she started acting again. Also, back in the day, she appeared in a movie called I Drink Your Blood, and very recently she appeared in a horror film called I Spill Your Guts, and I'm sure they cast her in that part just to remind people of the earlier movie. There's also the general who's in charge of the operation. His name, the actor who plays him is Lloyd Hollar, who was in The Jeffersons television series, and he was in One Life to Live all the way back in 1985. I'm really not familiar with him too much, but he's got the funny little racial moment where he pulls off his gas mask and some of the soldiers are like, oh my god, the guy in charge is black. How about that? Just whatever. But like I said, this is an exciting movie. It's pretty good, well paced. Yeah, just a decent movie overall. I liked it quite a bit, and so glad I saw it. And that's really all I've got to say on the matter. I'm not the biggest horror fan, but I appreciate a good horror movie when I see one. So yeah, that was The Crazies. Thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't, please stop by my Facebook page for commenting and feedback and what have you. Appreciate it. It's a lot easier for me to respond to Facebook comments at this point than it is to YouTube comments and what have you. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon.